Um, yeah. So like I was saying, it's for you to be a programmer and see because what I meant by that example earlier was that all the good things you be doing, right? All the good things you be doing. Probably out of everybody that sees it, two, three, four, five people probably remember it clearly enough. Because guess what? People watch TV, listen to radio, the radio, the, the radiation around us, computers, TV, refrigerators, train stations, fumes, all these things affect our bodies. So the good we do is minimized unless you got like a corporational brand logo on your chest saying, "Oh, this is who we are, and I represent this, and I represent that." Oh, okay, now I remember you because people remember logos. You even had. I think I talked about this before, but you even have a game, a little app game or something where it's like they'll show you logos of like McDonald's or Ford or Subaru or some shit, and you gotta guess what company or corporation that is, that brand name is. That goes to show you that we're used to seeing that type of stuff. We're used to seeing logos and brands and symbols. That's not native to us. It's native to our time, but it's not native to what we do today. You know what I'm trying to say? It's not native to what we do. So there's nothing to really, there's no tribal tattoos to get. There's no like ankle bracelet to put on. There's nothing that signifies what we are and what we do today besides corporational brands that we buy from, have stock in, sponsor us. What does that say? You know? So it's going to take a surge of good to overcome surges of bad because I've heard this before like 2 days ago in a video. You can have one person trying to manifest something for themselves. It will work, but it's going to take a long time. It's going to take a moderate time or whatever, depending on their energy and their aura or whatever. But with people doing bad stuff, they do it on a daily basis. While they'll come on TV for 20 minutes, do a little speech that they even probably write, and then you have the rest of the day commercials, exploits, what's going on in the celebrity world, all this type of bullshit. So you got all this time and money to distract you and confuse you, but not enough to teach you. So that tells you that they're not on your side. So people shouldn't even be rooting for them, watching it. I don't know. See, that's why I say I don't really talk about numbers. I've had videos of videos, published, unpublished, talking about how I feel, talking about what I think, and even though I'm not saying I'm the updated PG-28, but I'm just, my mind's updated. I still don't want to talk about it. I still don't have the desire to talk about any of this shit because, like I said, I've learned to just sit back, laugh, do what you can. If you see somebody on the way, fine, but I don't force myself to do anything because for what? So I can feel better. I'm alright. I already feel good. You know what I'm trying to say? There's no need to guilt myself. There never really was. So, I mean, it's gonna play out the way it's gonna play out, man. You can change the way you receive it, probably, but believe that it's gonna play out the way it's gonna play out. So, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I never really knew what to say on videos at a certain point, like a year ago, 2 years ago. I just stopped. I was like, oh, I was like, oh, that's it. I'm done. I'm out. Like, I'm jerked out. I got no more sperm in my balls. I got, I got nothing left. So it's like, why even bother? You know what I'm trying to say? It's just like, why even bother? So I mean, probably one day or some week, I don't know. Not like I put a lot of energy into YouTube. It's just like I said with Sandy. Now, even though I go to sleep late, lights are off. It's pitch black. No more because with artificial light, it trying to tricks your senses into saying, okay, the sun's kind of still out. I can stay up. But when you go pitch black in your house, and the street lights ain't on, and nothing's on in your house that has a little LED light, you tend to go to sleep. I mean, I'm not saying. I mean, I went to sleep at like 7, 8 o'clock every time when Hurricane Sandy came and the lights went out. Every time 7, 8 o'clock, I just felt I got sleepy. I was like, what the fuck? Ugh, I just fell asleep. And then 6 o'clock in the morning, sunrise, I'm up. So it's like it taught me something and it showed me something. I liked what it showed me. I didn't like the chaos necessarily. I don't say I didn't like it, but what happened to people. But just the lesson and the feeling and the grip of what that was kind of showed me, damn, it should have showed everybody else. This is what happens when you're just like, whatever. I don't necessarily like to be scared, but I like to delve into what could be because it could be. Every step we take forward should be. I don't know if time travel is being fucked with or whatever, but it should be an infinite possibility into a different timeline. So, say, picture this: A B C D E F G all the way to Z, and then every it's not even just it stops there. There's A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6, A7, A to 999. And every letter goes to 999. And every one of those letters is a possible timeline reality for us. And we do that every second of every day. That's cool. No one really talks about that. So for that to even happen, I go, wow. So it doesn't bother me to think post apocalyptic, zombie, eco future, living in space, living inside the earth. So I think what it is now, like I said before, people are kind of picky to what they want in life. I don't want that type of future. I want a future for myself that's blah 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 blah. But like I said earlier, the video mirror, people have been sleeping for a long time, or the majority of people. And this is what's crazy, is that you got some woman who sit in front of, not some woman, but you got the woman who are asleep, who sit in front of the video mirror, and like the belly get big, and then like bloop, comes out, or a baby comes out the ass, and then the baby sitting asleep, and then the baby grow up, and the baby sitting right next to the mother and is growing up until that baby's however old, sleeping, and then a wife for that son or husband or for that daughter comes along and they're sleeping, and then they have sleep sex, and then the baby comes out of her ass, and then it's like more mirrors, and like, so it's just like when you duplicate and replicate and multiply people who aren't conscious or who aren't doing nothing, who don't care, and they're kind of mindless, it overwhelms and overshadows the people who snap out of it and go, whoa, this is crazy. And you look around, you see no one really cares, and no one really wants to do anything, or no one even. So I think that's one lesson to learn, is if we ever restart humanity, if humanity ever gets restarted or some shit, or if this is the end or whatever, but say people lived, you would have to make sure they teach every, this culture, this culture, you know what I'm trying to say? A lot of the things that we used to do, or that used to be done back in the days, is kind of not lost now, but it's just kind of hurt. It's either hidden or perverted, and that's what it is. Like last month or last year, I went to this thing at my local library about reparations, and they owed us, they bought us, they sold us something. Did you know that African Americans or black people or Moors or Indians, or they had slaves too? It's I don't want omitted history books. I don't want omit black people were slaves. Omit, or I don't want white people rule the world. Omit black. I want everything pure cut. I'm being picky right now, but I get what I get. But I've learned to just reserve judgment. Just reserve judgment. Just reserve judgment until I die. Until I'm on my deathbed. Like, oh, that motherfucker. But right now, I'm just like, I'm cool. I'm just reserving judgment. People don't know. People do know. People want. Some people don't want. They'll say they want to know, but don't want to know. That's my thing. If I'm saying I want to know, I want to know. Probably may cost me something, and I'll think about the price and go, I need my big toe. But if it don't cost me nothing, well, of course I'll give a look into it. You know, see what's about, see what's going on. But I'm not really afraid of the future. I'm not afraid of the future. You gotta embrace the future. If you like to live, you got for you to not embrace the future is weird. Like I want to live, but I don't want to. Ah, that means you're afraid of every day that comes forward. And that's why it's. I've learned to lower it down on the new world order type of stuff. I've learned to just kind of like discard it, like all right, like over the years. But I still will give a look and say, okay, what's that? Who's this? What's your take on that? Because I'm young. I haven't been on. I don't say I haven't been on a planet, but my vessel is 22. So for me to like not listen to people who have been through it, not been through it, that's older than me, would be kind of like it would go against myself. So like I said, I don't mind because if I can get a little bit of advice from an older person saying, "Hey man, don't do this, don't go there, do this, watch it back," it's better than I'm just gonna ignore it. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Because on that night, I realized that my vibration was too high. I told my brother this. I was like, hey man, I noticed when you're feeling really fucking good about yourself and you're doing good and things going your way and you really make it known, it's like the Matrix. Like people start turning to agents and go, and you start just shooting bullets at you, but the bullets aren't like harmful. The bullets aren't metal, but the bullets are like psychic energy bullets, mental bullets, probably physical bullets, but like they beat you up or mug you or some shit like that. That's what I meant. But it's people turn to agents. I think that's why people sometimes walk around. That's why people all the time walk around like they're miserable and they're sad because they know once they become too happy, people turn to agents and they come and get them. That person got something. Oh yeah, boy. That's why it's good to be conscious of yourself and know yourself so you don't get overtaken by something. So you can protect yourself or let proper entities in versus not letting anything in and thinking you're doing good and then sooner or later you let your guard down, something comes in. I can go on and on about stuff. So